Hi ladies, welcome to this week's 2-minute tip. We're talking about pelvic floor variety, different ways that we can work our pelvic floor today. So I know standard Kegel exercises are dull, they're boring, and I know that a lot of women like to just do something slightly different to just try and enhance their motivation and their compliance to do pelvic floor exercises. So I'm going to talk you through 3 versions of pelvic floor that you can change it up between so that you're not doing the same basic boring exercises all the time. There's so many other ways to change it up, but today we're going to talk about 3 varieties. So first one is long holds. So this is holding for as long as you can essentially. So you can either squeeze and lift your pelvic floor and hold for as long as you can or until you feel it falter, and you can time yourself and you can try and set little records, or you can try and pick an achievable amount that you can do but then repeat times 5 or 10 times. So for example, for me at the moment, I could probably do a 10 to 15 second squeeze 5 to 10 times. So that would be my version of doing a long hold, or I could sit here and squeeze and hold until I falter for as long as possible and see what my record was, which I haven't done that one for a while, but from memory, I think I could get to almost the minute mark. I'm not saying you can, I'm not saying that that's what you're expected to do, but that's just where I'm at. That's one option, okay? Option 2, which I find more interesting just from a mental point of view, is to do quick flicks. So this is, instead of squeezing and holding, you just turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. So it's really important with this one that you relax completely in between each contraction, because you want to make sure that you're not just going on and then just doing these little pulses. You want to go up, down, up, down, up, down. That's really, really important. So quick flicks, there's a couple of different ways you can do them. You can time yourself over 20 or 30 seconds. So you can start the clock, stop the clock at the end of 20 or 30 seconds and count how many flicks you can do. That's one of my favorite ways to do it. Or flip it. You can do, how long does it take me to do X amount of flicks? So you might say, how long does it take me to do 10 flicks? And you'll stop the watch and you'll see if you can beat your time each time. So can you do it in 10 seconds? Or did it take you 12 seconds? Or whatever your time is, and you try and just get a little bit faster. Remember, with speed though, you don't compromise quality. You've got to make sure that you go on completely, off completely, on completely, off completely. And then the third way that you can spice up your pelvic floor exercises is to do what I call power lifts. So these are a little bit trickier, so make sure you can nail a long hold and a quick flick first. But a power lift is when you squeeze, you hold, and then at the end you do one extra squeeze and then you release. So just as a starting base, everyone's going to be very different. You might want to start with a 3-second hold, plus 1, then release. So imagine it like this, squeeze and lift for 1, 2, 3, squeeze more, and release all the way back down. So it's like an extra power lift. You're already on, but you're giving it an extra lift just at the very end. So you might want to do 4 plus 1 or 5 plus 1, depending on what your ability is. Sometimes you can do 2 power lifts. That can get a bit tricky. So that would look like, let's do 3 plus 1 plus 1. Squeeze and hold, 1, 2, 3, squeeze more, and again, squeeze more, and release completely. So I hope that makes sense. 3 different ways: long holds, quick flicks, and power lifts. Catch you all next week. Bye.